Terrence Shannon Jr. is suing the University of Illinois' Board of Trustees. Shannon was suspended less than 2 weeks ago after he was arrested on rape charges in Kansas.
There was no end date given for Shannon's suspension, but he is asking a court to step in and put him back on the floor. WCIA3's Cole Henke live in our Capitol newsroom. Cole, what can you tell us about this lawsuit?
Well, Shannon filed this lawsuit today in Champaign County, and this lawsuit does not directly relate to the criminal charges that he is facing. Shannon wants the court to step in and put an end to his suspension from the Illinois basketball team. He is asking for injunctive relief and a temporary restraining order to be put in place against his suspension. If issued, that would mean the university could not legally suspend him, and he would have to be reinstated. Shannon's lawyers sent us a statement just minutes ago saying, quote, "All we want for our client is a fair process, and TJ has not received that yet. Respectfully, this was a rush to judgment by the university, and the protocol that they implemented to summarily suspend our client ignored the fundamentals of due process and the presumption of innocence. Our team remains hopeful that justice will ultimately be served." Now, after the athletic department suspended Shannon, a three-person panel was put together by the university to decide whether the suspension was warranted or not. A university spokesperson said that the only time that we would hear about a decision would be if there was a change in Shannon's status with the Illinois basketball team. No update has been given so far. Shannon was suspended from the Illinois basketball team 11 days ago after an arrest warrant was issued in Kansas for allegations of rape. Now, Shannon's suspension keeps him away from all team activities, but he still has access to all team facilities that he would usually have as a player for the Illinois basketball team, and his scholarship and status as a student remain untouched. Now, there is no court date set for this particular case in Champaign County, but Shannon is due back in court on January 18th in Douglas County, Kansas, for the criminal case. Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole Henke, WCIA3, your local news leader.
Effective immediately, Terrence Shannon Jr. has been reinstated to full status as a university student athlete and will be available for basketball practice and competition. We will continue to review the court order and monitor the case. We will have a full statement from that legal team on our website, WCIA.com. Our news team is continuing to break down the 38-page document and will have continued coverage tonight at 6. That includes the impacts the judge feels that this suspension has had on Shannon's name, image, and likeness deals. We got more on that coming up. Brandon, we'll send it back to you.
Today, I want to talk about Terrence Shannon Jr. from the University of Illinois. As you know, Terrence Shannon Jr. is from Chicago. He played high school basketball in Chicago. I'm going to read your article from USA Today. A federal judge on Friday reinstated Illinois basketball star Terrence Shannon Jr., who had been suspended from the team since he was charged with graping in Kansas. U.S. District Court Colleen Lawless found that the university had violated Shannon's civil rights. The suspension, she ruled, deprived Shannon of protected property interests without due process. In the case of Shannon, whom the court noted is supporting family members, his property interests, including retaining his chances to be in an NBA lottery pick among the first 14 players taken in the draft, and to cash in on potential endorsement allowed under the NCAA's named image and likeness NIL policy. Plaintiff's participation in sports is vital through the development of his career as well as his current and future economic opportunities. Considering plaintiff's intention to declare for the 2024 NBA draft, Lawless wrote in the order issued Friday prior to his suspension. The plaintiff was projected to be a lottery pick in the NBA. His participation in future games impact his prospects in the draft and his earning potential. Lawless said the public interest is not harmed by putting in place procedural safeguards while he is presumed innocent of criminal charges. The preliminary injunction gives the university the right to appeal. In a statement, Associated Chancellor Robin Kaler said Shannon had been reinstated to full status as a university student athlete and will be available for basketball practice and competition. We will continue to review the court order and monitor the case. Shannon, a 6'6" guard, missed 6 games during his suspension. The 14th-ranked Illini have gone 4-2 in his absence and host Rutgers on Sunday. He is averaging a team-best 21.7 points per game. Prosecutors in Douglas County, Kansas, charged Shannon on December 5th with rape or an alternative count of sexual battery. After arrest warrant was issued, the university suspended Shannon on December 28th from all team activities effective immediately. The rape charge carries a sentence of 12 to 54 years in prison, while the battery charge carries a fine up to $2,500 and up to a year in jail. The alleged incident occurred early on September 9th after Shannon and his friend attended an Illinois football game at Kansas. Police reports that are part of the court record indicate a woman who said she was born in 2005 told police she was at a bar when she was summoned by a man she later identified from an online team roster as Shannon. The woman said Shannon grabbed her buttocks and then reached under her skirt and touched her sexually. The woman said the bar was crowded, she couldn't move. However, a graduate assistant for Illini basketball team who was assigned to drive Shannon and a teammate to Kansas and chaperone them said he was near Shannon the entire night and saw no activity of the type of woman described. So again, Terrence Shannon Jr., I'm happy that he's back with the University of Illinois, able to make NIL money, and again, possibly able to be drafted in the first and second round when the NBA draft comes up. I'll definitely try to keep updated on the case to see what happens. Him doing a year in jail could definitely hurt his potential as well, and possibly, if accused as a felony, ended up 12 to 54 years, so that would definitely hurt his career. 12 to 54 years. I'm just happy that he's back. Hopefully the case possibly gets dismissed. Hopefully this is not true and she is just a mistaken identity. But for all players out there, like I said before, it may be just best to be dealing with one girl, get a girlfriend, or not be dealing with women at all in college or in your athlete years. I believe Derek Jeter waited till he was retired before he even got married, started having kids. So it's very different times messing around with women. A lot of, back in the day, a lot of our athletes were married, but nowadays they kind of playing the field and waiting around because they're making so much money and things are so easily available. But it's just safe to say a lot of these women are not looking to just be messed around with, dumped by men who make a lot of money. They want some type of money or some type of reward for dealing with you, and you dealing with them. They want some type of reward for that. They don't want to just be dismissed and just, I'm never going to see you again. So a lot of times, I'm not saying this is not real, because it could have happened a lot of times in these fake cases or incidents, and then you get sued. This hurts your whole career when it could have been just something you could have dealt with someone as a transactional thing, or just had a girlfriend or things like that, or just not mess around at all. Athletes, entertainers, please stop messing up your careers for women. You're losing out on millions of dollars just for one night of fun, Again, happy that he's back. Hopefully the case goes in his favor. And if it did happen, shame on Terrence, shame on him. And I hope that the young lady and her family are all right. This is Nathaniel Sosa signing out, and you all have a good one.